So one thing that I find a lot of creators face when it comes to sitting down and filming their lives, especially beginners, is the lack of general direction. For myself recently, I've been doing a lot more thinking into my own creative process because right now I'm in school, I'm in university, so it's really more important than ever for me to have my time management down so I can really make time for what I want to do. So today, that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to show you guys how I go through and make these videos, how I'm able to live my life, go through full-time school, and hopefully by the end of this video, you guys will have a good sense of how I make these videos and implement it into your own videos. So what are you supposed to film? What are you supposed to say? What is the general idea and topic of your videos? I found that the easy answer to that question is just film your life. Bring your camera with you on your day and film whatever you get up to. And that does work. That's what a lot of videos and vlogs on this platform are. But here's how I try and think of my vlogs. Test 1, 2, 3. So I've said this before, but I try and think of my videos as a journal, a place that I can showcase and talk about what I'm up to in my life, but also how I feel. So what that means for me is that these vlogs are really a place for reflection. Don't just show me what you're up to in your day, tell me how you feel. Tell me what you did and how that made you feel. So me personally, I usually don't script my videos aside from videos like this where I have very specific talking points I need to hit, but I will always ensure that no matter what the video is, it has a central topic or theme, and that idea can literally be anything. It could be a song, a feeling, a product, a trip, an emotion. I truly think that anything can be turned into a story in the form of a vlog. So things that you should think about before you come up with an idea. Who are you? What's your background? And what are you trying to do? A lot of the time, even now, I'm gonna be honest, it feels like I'm going out and just filming random clips and trying to string them together in the edit. But something that I understand now more than I did in the beginning is that even if there is no string to tie your entire video together, there's still you, the person recording it. It's your vlog, so you are that string tying all the clips together. So now when I sit down and make these videos, I try and lean into that a lot more. I try and lean into the emotions that I was feeling when I was out shooting that video and try and really recreate that in the edit. Just remember that everyone in life is on their own journey, so just try and take your camera, your audience, on whatever journey that you're on. When I first picked up a camera, I did think that the best camera was gonna make me the best videographer, the best filmmaker, the best YouTuber. But chances are for all of us, if I handed you a $10,000, $20,000 camera right now, we both probably wouldn't be able to use it. And it would probably actually complicate things so much that we would either give up, not have a video, or just make a worse quality video than if we just used what we knew how to use. It's actually super important that you use the camera, the tools that you're familiar with, that you're comfortable with, that can actually get you from point A to point B. Your goals. So I basically exclusively shoot all of my videos on my Sony a6700. I also have a drone and a 360 camera, but those are like niche cameras. For everyday filming, talking, cinematic stuff, this is the angle that you guys see. And I pair that with two lenses, my 11mm wide angle for talking and 17-70 zoom lens for whenever I need a little bit more reach. This is what the entire setup looks like, and I use it mainly because the colors and quality is amazing, but really it's about the convenience for me. This is the camera that I know how to use, and it's also compact enough that I actually bring it out with me, and it's not intrusive to my daily life. But my point right now is that if you want to make videos about your life and carry a camera with you, it's gonna have to be compact and small enough and convenient enough that you'll actually use it. So when it comes down to actually filming, there's really two things that I like to do. There's filming A-roll, which is like this, where I'm actually talking to you guys, and then there's B-roll, which is just overlaid on top, maybe with some music, a little slow motion, things that help progress the story that aren't just me talking to you guys. And this is how I do both to craft my videos. So recently, I've been using the Ulanzi TT38 tripod. And the reason that it's important to have a tripod like this is because when you're out shooting by yourself, you're gonna have to get a lot of different shots. Sometimes when you're filming the A-roll, you'll need to hold the camera in your hand, and usually you want to get a little bit of distance between yourself and the camera so you're not just showing your face but also your surroundings. So in those cases, that's where I use this in handheld mode. And then for other shots, like right now where you guys are sitting on my desk, it's also super important to be able to set up these kind of static shots. Whether I'm behind the camera or in front of the camera, it feels good to know that your camera is secure. For myself, when it comes to shooting, it really is all about convenience, and I'll show you what I mean. So instead of individually folding out each leg, now with one click of a button, the entire mechanism unfolds. And the same logic applies for the fact that the entire thing is a quick release system. So with a quick lock or unlock, I can quickly take off my camera or put it back on so I can get right to shooting. Anything that I own that can increase my productivity and efficiency when I'm shooting is exactly the kind of thing that you're gonna want when you're out shooting your life. Which, if you guys have noticed, is kind of the entire theme around this entire video. And when I'm all done talking, I can literally just pack up and leave. So being able to quickly set up these shots and capture exactly what I'm looking for is what this tripod is all about. It also has this hook on the back, which my last tripod did not, but now any overhanging surface can allow me to mount my tripod to it. So now I've got angles like that. Pretty cool stuff. It's super important to have the right tool that actually contributes without taking away and overcomplicating your process. So if you want to check out the TT38 tripod, I'll have it linked in the description. Because of my creative style and the type of videos that I like to make, I really just find that I need to film a lot. I'll definitely remind myself to try and capture shots in between scenes, and once or twice a week I'll go out and maybe shoot the sunset or shoot the park or just general establishing shots. I would much rather capture too much footage than not have enough to tell the story, and I think what's helped me a lot is just consciously remembering to bring my camera, because the worst feeling is really going out, not having your camera, and thinking to yourself how nice it would have been to capture that moment. So after a day, a week, or a few days of shooting, when I get home, the first thing I do is dump all of that footage onto my computer. And just like anything else in this entire creative process, editing is also incredibly subjective. The way I do things does not have to be how you go do things, and also I can tell you right now, the way I do things is definitely not the scientifically proven correct way to do things. In the past, I've already made a video about color grading, but I definitely want to update that soon. But for this section right now, I'm not going to dive into technical details. I'm more just going to talk about how I think about organizing my footage and chopping it up instead of the actual sliders and tools and things and buttons I'm clicking. So when it comes to chopping up a video, a lot of times people will do the simple thing, which is just chop from chronological order, morning to nighttime, and that totally works. I personally found myself experimenting with kind of placing together footage and scenes, as I call them, in different orders. And these scenes are any period of time where I'm picking up the camera. Let's say in one of my previous videos, I go to an Ultimate Frisbee game and I film that. That would be one scene. Me getting ready, changed, and walking to the field would probably be the start of the scene, and the game end or walking home would probably be the end of the scene. And then there'd be some sort of transition. Maybe I would use some sort of B-roll that I was talking about earlier. So once I've gone through and chopped up all of my original raw footage, and yes, I do actually look at all of my original footage, every second of it, once I have that set in front of me, I will go and take the scenes and move them around and create the best story that I can. If whatever theme or emotion you're trying to give off works best if you show the final scene first, and they do that in some movies, right? They'll show you the outcome before showing you how they got there. That's totally okay. You can show the last scene first or the first scene last, it does not matter. So summary, don't limit yourself just to chronological order. So these are some of the things I've been doing recently that I found have really helped me in creating videos while still keeping up a stacked course load. Of course, take everything I say with a grain of salt, because the way I think and the way I create is not going to be how you create and how you think. And that's because everyone over time will develop their own creative style. So the most important thing is that you start making videos, and that over time you will actually develop your own creative style. You'll figure out what you like, you'll figure out what you don't like, you'll figure out what you're good at and what you want to learn, and when you put all that together with yourself as the string tying it all together, that right there will be your creative style. So, to summarize the entire lecture, a few final key takeaways. Number one, figure out who you are, figure out your story, your background, and what you're trying to do. Because once you answer that question, it'll be pretty simple to figure out what you want to make and the topics that you want to dive into in your videos. Number two, using the right gear. Of course, having the best gear is great, but if you don't know how to use it, it's actively harming you. Third, bring your camera with you when you go out, film as much as you can, because the only way to get better is to film and practice. And four, do not limit yourself to only telling stories in chronological order. Play around with it, get creative with how you want to slice together your clips, get creative with your transitions, B-roll, drone shots. These are ways that you can actually get into it and start crafting videos that are more like art pieces instead of just video diaries that are just retellings of your day. So this has been another overview of how I go about vlogging my life. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have additional questions, drop them below and let's get a discussion going. And as well, if you guys want to check out the tripod that I use for all my vlogs when I'm on the go, I'll have it linked down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.